relating to the assistance provided to an individual suffering a mental ill health crisis on the Reversing Falls Bridge were brought to my attention on January 15th, 2020. I convened a 3-member commendation board consisting of Inspector LeBlanc, Staff Sergeant David Brooker, and Staff Sergeant Sarah Hobbs to review the incident and make appropriate recommendations. After considering all the relevant facts against the stated criteria, it was the opinion of the Commendation Board that Marc be awarded the St. John Police Force Chief of Police Letter of Commendation in recognition of the impact of his actions on that day. I fully concur with the board's recommendation. Marc's personal assessment and immediate reaction to the above-noted incident played an intimate role in preventing further harm to this individual. To provide a little more context on this incident, on July 24th at approximately 22:11 hours, or 10 after 10, or 11 minutes after 10, a call was received. I think that's wrong. Is that right? Is it 10 o'clock at night or 10? Right around there. A call was received from Public Safety Communications Center, which prompted an emergency response to the Reversing Falls Bridge for an individual who was suffering a mental ill health crisis, attempting to jump over the railing of the bridge. When members of the St. John Police Force arrived on scene, the individual had been stabilized by passerby, who was Mr. Marc Doiron. Marc was able to connect with the individual, establish rapport, and was able to control the individual until police arrived. According to an independent witness, the individual on the bridge was attempting to jump over the railing. They further witnessed a passerby stop their vehicle beside the individual and get out and approach that individual. That passerby was Marc. The witness stated that Marc didn't think twice about exiting his vehicle and approaching the individual in crisis, offering assistance immediately. The witness stated that Marc was the person who stopped this individual from jumping and therefore prevented this person from serious bodily harm or even death. Marc himself was visibly shaken when police arrived, not only by what he had witnessed, but due to the fact that he had just attended the funeral of a friend earlier that day, who had sadly taken his own life in the same location just 2 weeks before. Marc, no doubt, was in a vulnerable state on this date, earlier having attended the funeral of his friend, Mr. Brett McClellan, and grieving that loss. Regardless of his feelings or what Marc may have been going through at that particular time to the situation, his response to the situation is not only considered commendable, but courageous and compassionate. Could it be that divine intervention had taken place that day? From the time Marc woke up, to attending the funeral, to driving across the Reversing Falls Bridge at that exact time, I believe his friend Brent was with him through it all. I am certain Marc was considered a treasured friend of Brent's, and as you can see from the support here today, Marc is a very special person. As Chief of Police of the St. John Police Force, I would like to formally award Mr. Marc Doiron with the St. John Police Force Chief of Police Letter of Commendation in recognition of his actions on July 24th, 2019, in which he displayed courage and compassion and prevented an individual from potential harm. Marc, please come forward. Sure. Sure. We can do that for you, Barbara. Only because it's you. Thanks, everybody. That's good job,